Donald Trump could give Ukraine nuclear weapons in a shocking move against Putin. Former U.S. President Donald Trump has reportedly suggested the possibility of providing Ukraine with nuclear weapons, should he win re-election in the upcoming presidential race. This potential strategy, aimed at countering Russian aggression, has sparked intense debate and raised concerns about the future of global security. If implemented, such a move could mark a dramatic shift in the dynamics of the Russia-Ukraine war, escalating tensions and reshaping the international order. A radical shift in strategy. The idea of supplying nuclear weapons to Ukraine represents a significant departure from traditional U.S. foreign policy. Historically, the U.S. and its NATO allies have refrained from directly providing nuclear arms to non-nuclear states to avoid breaching international treaties, particularly the Treaty on the Non-Proliferation of Nuclear Weapons, NPT. However, Trump's potential strategy signals a willingness to bypass established. Trump has consistently taken a firm stance against Russia, despite criticism during his presidency about his perceived closeness to Russian President Vladimir Putin. While his rhetoric at times appeared conciliatory, his actions, including imposing sanctions and expelling Russian diplomats, painted a different picture. Now, his latest statements indicate a shift toward even stronger measures. Prioritizing Ukraine's defense and Western dominance. Potential implications for Ukraine. If Ukraine were to receive nuclear weapons, the balance of power in Eastern Europe would change drastically. Such an arsenal could act as a deterrent against further Russian aggression, potentially forcing Moscow to reconsider its military operations. On the other hand, it could also lead to an unprecedented escalation of the conflict, drawing more nations into the fray and increasing the risk of a new. From Ukraine's perspective, possessing nuclear weapons could fulfill long-standing desires for greater security. Since the country relinquished its nuclear arsenal in the 1990s under the Budapest Memorandum, in exchange for security guarantees, Ukraine has argued that those guarantees have been insufficient in the face of Russian aggression. Receiving nuclear capabilities would not only enhance its defense, but also signify a restoration of balance after years of conflict. Risks to global security. While Trump's suggestion may seem like a bold strategy to contain Russia, it raises serious concerns about global security. The introduction of nuclear weapons into the Russia-Ukraine conflict could undermine decades of efforts to prevent nuclear proliferation. Critics warn that such a move might embolden other nations to pursue nuclear arms, leading to a breakdown of international agreements and an increase in nuclear stock. Furthermore, the risk of miscalculation or accidental escalation would grow exponentially. In a region already marked by high tensions and volatile military confrontations, the presence of nuclear weapons could lead to catastrophic outcomes. Even the mere discussion of such a policy might push other nuclear states, including China and North Korea, to adopt more. Trump's unpredictable legacy. Donald Trump is known for his unconventional and unpredictable approach to policymaking, often challenging the status quo. His foreign policy doctrine, often described as transactional and driven by perceived American interests, suggests that he may view this as a necessary gamble to reassert U.S. influence and pressure adversaries like Russia. Supporters of Trump argue that his boldness in addressing international conflicts has yielded results in the past, such as his direct engagement with North Korea's Kim Jong-un. They believe that providing nuclear weapons to Ukraine could force Russia into a more conciliatory position. However, critics highlight the enormous risk. A heated debate. The prospect of Ukraine obtaining nuclear weapons has already ignited fierce debate among policymakers, military experts, and the public. Advocates argue that it is a logical step to counter an increasingly aggressive Russia, especially given the failure of sanctions and diplomatic efforts to halt the invasion. Detractors, however, caution against setting a dangerous precedent that could destabilize the global order. For now, Trump's statements remain speculative, and there is no official confirmation that such a policy is being seriously considered. However, the mere suggestion highlights the complex challenges facing the next U.S. administration in navigating the ongoing Russia-Ukraine conflict. As the 2024 presidential race heats up, Trump's stance on this issue is likely to be a focal point of both domestic and international discourse. Conclusion: the idea of providing Ukraine with nuclear weapons underscores the growing urgency of resolving the Russia-Ukraine conflict. While it reflects a willingness to take bold measures, the potential repercussions for global security and stability cannot be understated. As the world watches, the prospect of nuclear weapons entering the equation raises profound questions about the future of warfare, diplomacy, and international norms. Whether Trump's suggestion is a genuine proposal or a provocative rhetorical tactic, its implications are undeniably significant and demand careful consideration by